Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Mostly Mental Mary, where I talk about mostly mental health, and my name is Mary. Today's video is the origin of dragon chicken. Cut to a while ago. I was living with my husband and taking care of my younger brother, who's about 12 years younger than me. And he and I are dealing with the recent death of our mother. So my anxiety and my depression and all of my mental health issues are way bad. Like, I am not okay. And I'm trying and really hard to appear normal for my brother's sake because he's so much younger than I am. And it doesn't work. I mean, it just, I end up yelling at him one morning because I couldn't find my keys and I was afraid I was going to be late. Didn't work. So fast forward a little bit and I start to get more therapy tools, and I'm seeing a psychiatrist and a therapist, which if you're following this channel and you have mental health issues, you should totally do. So in that point, I did not know how to communicate to my brother and anyone who did not have, hi baby, and anyone who did not have experience with mental health. I did not know how to communicate, like, I am not okay right now and I can't function normally. So that was a struggle for a while. And so I finally, when I started being able to communicate how I was doing, I established with my husband a scale of anxiety, because that's my major thing, anxiety. With my husband, I established a scale of anxiety. So, like, goal being below a 4, because that means that I'm normally functioning and I'm fine, and 10 being like the worst I've ever been. So that worked for my husband and for my friends and family who dealt with their own mental health issues and were old enough to understand. But with my brother, it was more difficult because he didn't really get, when I said, hey, I'm at a 5 right now, that didn't make much sense to him. So with the help of a therapist, I decided that we needed a code word. So this was something that I could say at any point when I was not okay, and that would communicate that, hey, I'm not okay right now. I either need you to leave me alone, or I need you to understand that I am extra stressed, extra numb, extra depressed, whatever it is. So I tasked my brother with coming up with the code word, and I told him it had to be something that was not something I'd say on the regular, so that he knew when I said it, there was no confusion. And I don't know where his logic was, and I don't know why he decided, but he looked at me without even a second thought and said, how about dragon chicken? So I said, okay, dragon chicken. And it worked. I'm on the verge of a panic attack and I'm not thinking rationally. I know that whatever I say to Connor is not going to be something that I want him to have heard, because it'll either be too harsh because of my anxiety or it'll be irrational. And all I have to say is, hey, dragon chicken. And then I know that he knows that I am not my functioning self, I am not my normal self, and that whatever he currently sees is the result of a medical condition. So he was able to learn that whenever I used dragon chicken, I was having a medical issue with my anxiety, and the best thing he could do for me to help me in that medical issue was to leave me alone. And that improved our relationship immensely. Yay! Because he understood whenever I used that code word, I'm communicating that this is not my normal self and this is a medical thing that's going on and it will pass. Because of course it always passes. So of course I told my friends about it, that hey, I've come up with my brother, that we have a code word dragon chicken, and that I can just use that term, and he knows that I'm not okay and to leave me alone. Or he knows that I'm not okay and to not be concerned about what I'm doing or saying because he knows it will pass. And so my friends knew, my family knew, I was telling everybody, hey, we've came up with this great solution. And I was just so proud of it. So skip forward a little bit, and I'm playing Dungeons & Dragons. Yes, I know, I'm a nerd. With my friend at her house, who I had told about Dragon Chicken. And there were people there who I didn't know well enough to feel comfortable about talking about my mental health. I ended up being very anxious and feeling like I was on the verge of a panic attack. And so I told her, I texted my husband saying, come pick me up. And then I told my friend, hey, I have to leave for Dragon Chicken reasons. And it was the best because I didn't have to announce in front of this group of people that I was like, hey, I have to leave because I'm about to have a panic attack. Because there's no way I could have done that feeling anxious. So I could say, hey, I have to leave for Dragon Chicken reasons. And no one blinked an eye. It was just like, hey, we play D&D, or a bunch of nerds. Whatever that means, I'm sure she has a good reason to be leaving. So I said, hey, I have to leave for Dragon Chicken reasons. She was just like, oh, okay. Because, of course, she knew that Dragon Chicken meant that my mental health was acting up and I was feeling really anxious. And I left. And it was the easiest way I've ever gotten out of a situation. I didn't have to explain anything. All I had to say was, hey, Dragon Chicken, bye. And it was great. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, find yourself a code word. Of course, I remember I'm not a professional, I'm just an advocate. So everything that you take advice from me, make sure you run that by your therapist first. But I have loved having a code word for my mental health. It's just something I can say and everyone automatically understands. I'm not okay. Whatever I'm doing or saying is not my normal. Please remember it will pass and I will be okay soon. Until then, either leave me alone or don't leave me alone, depending on what you need during those moments. I need to be left alone. So my Dragon Chicken means get away. But your Dragon Chicken may mean I need you to make sure that someone is constantly in the room with me because otherwise I don't feel safe. Whatever it means, find yourself a code word. Feel free to use Dragon Chicken. And if you plan on sticking around this channel, you'll see a lot of Dragon Chickens because I have commissioned my same brother who came up with my code word, Dragon Chicken. I have commissioned him to do an art piece of a Dragon Chicken for my channel. So if you'd like to stick around and see more Dragon Chicken and get more advice, make sure to subscribe to Mostly Mental Mary. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!